Good afternoon, friends. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ? ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಪ್ಪ? ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
Sir, me, sir.
ನಾವು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀವಪ್ಪ. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ನಾವು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀವಿ. Okay. Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Shall we
Yes,
start?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Friends, last previous class we understood the meaning of the Constitution, its preamble, and the important features of India.
Sir, why is it, sir, nimda? Sir, why is it?
We were going to deal the second chapter in that, in Constitution of India. Constitutional provisions for welfare of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, minorities, women and children. So this is the topic today. In order to do justice in social, economic and political fields, it was necessary to uplift the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, Anglo-Indians, backward classes, minorities, women and children. These special rights are called reservation. I repeat once again, there are certain provisions are made for welfare of scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, minorities, backward classes, women and children. These provisions are called reservation. Okay. The Constitution provides various special provisions for this protection of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes category as follows. There are about 7 important provisions made by the Constitution for welfare of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes and other minority people. Among them, the first provision is whatever provisions are made for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe category, people cannot be challenged by others in the court of law as discrimination against them. That means to say, certain provisions are made by the Constitution for the welfare of scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. These cannot be challenged by any other as discrimination against them. They should not think that this is the discrimination. So no one can challenge in law of court against these provisions made by the Constitution of India for welfare of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. This is the first provision. Coming to the second provision, in case of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe people, the state can prohibit others from acquiring their lands as properties to protect their interests. That means to say, the government has allotted some land for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. These lands cannot be acquired by others in the villages or wherever it is applicable. See, as you know that unequal distribution of land is one of the reason for poverty. Land, the government has allotted land for the welfare of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe people. So it prohibits others from acquiring land from scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. This is the second provision made by the Constitution. Coming to this third important provisions, in connection with the making appointments to various services of the state and the union, the claims for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe member government or state government, while appointments, during the appointments, certain provisions are made for them. So this is the third important provision. Coming to the fourth important provision made by the Constitution, a national commission for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe will be constituted by the President of India. It is the duty of this committee to investigate all matters relating to the safeguards provided for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe under the Constitution and report to the President further to Parliament. That means to say, at the national level, at Delhi, there is a National Commission for Welfare of Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe. The President of India is the chairman of the commission. So the main function of the commission is to safeguard the interests of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes in India. So if there is any atrocities, if there is any injustice caused to them, so that will be brought to the notice of the commission. The commission is headed by the President of India. And fifth important provisions made for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes is the parliament can direct any state government to draw up the executive schemes essential for welfare of scheduled tribes of the state. So that means to say, if any state do not take any programs for welfare of scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, such is the case, the government, the parliament can direct state governments to take up schemes to initiate or execute schemes for welfare of scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. This is the fifth important provisions made. Coming to the sixth important provision, the union government will provide grant in aid to the states for meeting the costs of welfare schemes for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. So the union government will provide grant in aid. So please remember, grant in aid means if state governments initiates some programs for welfare of scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, and it spends some amount on these schemes, okay, then these bills need to be submitted to the central government. Then the central government will sanction the amount. This is called grant in aid. That means a grant in aid means in the beginning, the state government has to incur expenditure and then submit it to this central government. Then the central government going to re-sanction the amount. That is the sixth important provision made by the Constitution. And last important provision made by Constitution to the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe is, as per special provisions, special representation of reservation of seats, the Constitution provides 15% reserved seats for scheduled caste and 7% for scheduled tribe in elected bodies. However, in tribal-oriented states or union territories like Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Lakshadweep, and all. And for these states, instead of 7%, 9% seats are earmarked where the states wherein the scheduled tribe population is more. And that is the case, instead of 7%, 9% of seats earmarked for scheduled tribes. In normal states where the population is less, 7% is given for the scheduled tribes. In areas where more scheduled tribe population, especially in northeastern states, so the provisions are made, instead of 7, 9% is given. So these are the 7 special provisions are made for welfare of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Coming to the what are the provisions for religious minorities? Who are the religious minorities in India? The religious minorities in India are the Islam, that means Muslims, Christians, Parsi, Jains, Sikhs, Buddhists. So these are the religions which is considered as the minorities in India. So the minorities also have certain provisions. Let us understand what are the provisions made to them. Except Hinduism, which has about 80% of the population in India, all other religions are considered as minorities. Since they together make balance 20%, the minority religions are Islamic, Christianity, Jains, Buddhists, Zoroastrians, that's called Parsis, Sikhs, and Jews. So these constitute 20% of the population. They have other. They have got some provisions. So the religious minorities have got 4 provisions. Let us understand what are those 4 provisions. Number 1 provision is right to establish educational institutions of their choice. They can maintain their own language and script for imparting education. The government facilities and funds as applicable to other institutes will be provided. That means to say, the religious minority, they can have their own education institutions, maybe like that Aligarh Muslim University, Banaras Hindu University, Christ College, Baldwin College, like that. See, they can start their own education institution, and according to their script and according, they can start their own language. the medium of instruction may be their own language. This is the first provisions made for religious minorities. And second provision is there will be no discrimination in granting educational aid to minority institutions. There will also be no conditions for such grants. So whatever institutions have been made, similar to other institutions, the facilities or funds will be allotted without any discrimination. So funds will be allotted as that of other institutes. It may be Hindus or Muslims or Christians. The distribution of funds is equal. No discrimination against it. That is the second provision made. And third provision made to religious minority is Constitution guarantees religious freedom. That means to say anybody can choose their own religion. If they are born as Hindu, he may not be remained as Hindu. He may choose whatever religion he wants and whichever religion in which he has faith. And even other religions also can come to Hinduism. So that is called Constitution guarantees religious freedom. And they can have their own prayer halls and prayer timings. So maybe knowing that Friday they can offer prayer, prayers. Sunday the Christianity they can go to church. So they can have their own prayer timings and they can have prayer halls for which government provides funds to construct the prayer halls. Fourth important provision given to the religious minority is no person can be discriminated against in the matter of public employment on the ground of race, religion or caste. In public appointment, no one will be discriminated on the ground of race, religion or caste. Suppose in any recruitment, maybe UPSC or KPSC or any staff selection commission, ST staff selection ST staff selection commission. So no one will be discriminated again based on the caste, creed, color. So like UPSC and IAS examination, anybody can appear. Who will score better marks, they will get the seat. So that is the fourth important provisions made by the Constitution for the religious minorities. These are four are called provisions for religious minorities. And last part of this class today is special provisions for women and children. See, for women and children also certain provisions are made. Let us see what are the provisions made for women and children. And first, July 1996, a constitution provision was made for women representation in local bodies like municipalities and municipal corporations up to 30% of their total strength. It was left to the state governments to leave the rotation pattern of constituencies and chairpersons positions to be reserved for women. This was the first step to provide bigger role to women in government, especially in 1993. So provisions are made, 33% of the provisions are made in municipalities and gram panchayats, village panchayats, taluk panchayats and jilla panchayats. Provisions are made 33% representation to the women. An attempt was made in the parliament by Vajpayee government at center to make central legislation. However, this could not be passed as many members opposed to it on various grounds. That meant to say, the thought of increasing these 33% reservation in MLAs as well as in MPs, somehow it did not materialize since many of them did not vote in favor of this amendment. So that was one of the debacle or failure. But however, in municipalities and corporations, gram panchayati, taluk panchayati and jilla panchayati, 33% women reservation has been earmarked and is being maintained. Okay. Then coming to what are the provisions made for the children? Okay. As per provisions of the Constitution, Article 24, children below age of 18 years are prohibited from employment. So that means to say, since 18 years, they need to get the compulsory education. So below 18 years, nobody can be employed as a child labor. But this is the provision. Then this is to safeguard the children from factories and mines wherein it could be hazardous for their health and growth. So 18 years till 18 years. So there is a the health and growth need to be taken care. During this time, if they provided employment, their health and growth will be hampered, retarded. Moreover, the education and general growth of children will be affected if they are employed during until 18 years. So these are some of the provisions are made for the children. So at the end of the class, what we can conclude is the government, as the constitution has provided some provisions for scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, the backward classes, minorities, and women and children. Okay, and there are about 3 questions in this chapter, for which you need to write the record, and you would answer the 3 questions, 3 study questions. The study questions are like this. The first one is, what are the special provisions for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes? So for this, you need to write 7 points, which I explained in the earlier 7 points. Then second question is, write the constitutional provisions for religious minorities. For religious minorities, the constitution has given 4 provisions. You have to write those 4 provisions. Then last question is, what are the special rights for women and children? So last part, what we have discussed, we need to write those provisions made for women and children. So these are the 3 questions in this chapter. It's also one of the smallest chapter. Okay. Constitutional provisions for welfare of scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, minorities, women and children. Okay. Okay. We have, with this, I conclude my second chapter. Okay. Any doubt in this class, students? Hello?
Excuse
Any
me, sir.
doubt? Another doubt idea?
Sir,
Helapa.
sir, one general question
Tell
is,
me.
sir.
Tell me.
Sir, Indian constitution is not self-made
ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ.
one ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಬೇರೆ ಇದು ಕಮಿಟಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಈ ಬೇರೆ ನೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತೋ ಅದು ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ರೈಟ್
ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ದಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್.
ಸರ್, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಒನ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ವ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇದು ರೈಟ್ ಟು ವೋಟ್ ಅಮೆರಿಕಾದಿಂದ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು, ಮತ್ತೆ ರೈಟ್ ಟು ಈಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಫ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್? ಸರ್, ಅದೇ ತರ ಅಮೆರಿಕಾದಲ್ಲಿ 50 ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಸರ್ 1890 ಇದು ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್? ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಿಯರ್ ದಟ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ವೋಟ್ ಓವರ್ ದ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲಿಸ್ಟಿ ಪ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಯಟಿಸಮ್ ಸರ್?
Okay. So your question is there is a discrimination, right? Your question is related to discrimination, right?
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ ಅಮೆರಿಕಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್, ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಗೂ ಒಂದು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಫ್ಲಾಗ್ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್? ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ
ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ
ಜಮ್ಮು ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ
ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ
ಹೇಮಂತ್ ನೀನು ಚಾಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಹಾಕೋ ಡೌಟ್ ನ, ನಿನ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಓಕೆ, ಆಗ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್.
ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಕಣ ವಾಯ್ಸು.
ಹೌದ್ ಸರ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಈಗ ಹೇಮಂತ್, ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಪರ್ಸೀವ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್, you are telling that there is a discrimination since some provisions are made for others, there may be discrimination. I grasped in that way. Is it true?
No sir, not on that concept sir. I was asking concept of state flag sir.
Okay.
State flag ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಮೆರಿಕಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಗೂ ಅವ್ರ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಫ್ಲಾಗ್ ಇರೋಕ್ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಜಮ್ಮು ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಯಾವ್ದು ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಫ್ಲಾಗ್ ಇದು ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಾನು.
ಓಕೆ, ಆ ತರ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇವನ್ ದಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ brought some changes in the previous government, may be knowing that. So ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯುನೈಟೆಡ್ ಟೆರಿಟರಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಎರಡು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಜಮ್ಮು ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರ್ನ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು. Previous government ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೇ present government is why they have made some special provisions for Jammu Kashmir. During that time the Jammu Kashmir was so beautiful and they thought that if they allow somebody to come and settle in the Jammu Kashmir, so the beauty of the state may be deteriorated. By keeping that point view, they made some provisions, special provisions for those state. Now those provisions are being eliminated.
Sir.
Even not in Kodugu, see in Kodugu, we are not supposed to purchase land in Kodugu. Yakendre Kodugu is one of the beautiful places. So what happens? Those original residents in Kodugu, they may be concerned for their state, for the district. But if you go as if you go Bangalorean or settle in Kodugu, we may not feel that it is from it's ours. So to avoid those kind of injustice and threat to the nature, so these are some of the provisions are made. Even you Jimina, you cannot purchase land in Kodugu unless you are Kodugu, you are a person from Kodugu. So because to maintain that sanctity of the land, sanctity of the beauty, these are provisions are made.
Okay, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Sir.
Gavisida.
Sir.
Okay, if there are no doubts, we will, when you come, you please make note of all the doubts, and when we meet personally, offline, and I will clarify all the doubts. Right?
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Gavisida.
Sir, ಇಲ್ಲ sir.
Gavisida.
Sir, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆ sir.
ಇದೀರಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್.
ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡಿ.
ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್.
Okay, students, with this I end the chapter. Okay, thank you. Stay safe and be safe.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.